Welcome to Agribusiness in 5. Today I'll be telling you a story. And this story is about Nigeria, and the aim of the story is that we have a better understanding of why we have food inflation in Nigeria. In 2015, the CBN initiated a program called the Anchor Borrowers Program. The aim of the program was to provide market linkage between smallholder farmers and anchors, and also boost local production within the agricultural value chain. That's a good thing, right? Yeah. So some of these anchors were given capacity to be able to increase productivity within Nigeria, and in the space of 8 years, over 1.2 trillion was committed towards this cause before it was eventually called off and now being probed. Remember that before the Buhari administration, a bag of rice at some point sold for 6,000 and even sold for 8,000 respectively. Within this story is another story. A merchant in Kano made a brief statement shortly after General Buhari was sworn in as the president of Nigeria. He said, and I quote, "I know this man, when he was head of state, things became expensive. Most likely same will recall, he decided to purchase maize massively at 6,000 per bag, which he ordered or stored. If it is my own, it is storing. If it is your own, it is hoarding. Before he eventually sold for 20,000 naira per bag." Don't we all need to be good students of history? You would have heard statements like, "But we are not spending dollar." Why does everything get affected by the exchange rate? Let's look at the data. Towards the ending of 2021 and entering into 2022, diesel sold for 277.83 naira. In March the following year, it sold for 539 naira and peaked at 817 naira at the end of the year. So we'll use maize for this analysis. Using maize, even though the same happens along the staple lines, it can be concluded that diesel price did not affect the commodity. And I can tell you for a fact that those that were affected along the agricultural value chain were traders. So they reduced profit margin because of the extra they had to pay for logistics. Also, some storers were most likely affected, but I don't like it when we vilify those who warehouse or produce storage services, reason being that it's because the supply is not enough that you think they're affecting commodity prices. Also, let's look at our neighbors. Remember that all the countries bordering Nigeria use the CFA. Some call it the West African franc, some call it the Central African franc. In January 2022, the Naira exchanged to the CFA at 1.4003. In May 2022, it exchanged at 1.5123. In September 2022, exchanged at 1.5783 and ended the year on 1.3648. Let's follow the data, right? So let's go back to the commodity of interest, maize. In January 2022, maize sold at 239 per kg, increased to 245 per kg in May 2022, and we are in the lean part of the season. Lean meaning that point where we are not harvesting. However, comparing the data from the exchange rate and maize price, you would have noticed a trend that commodities were also coming into Nigeria massively, because our currency had a higher value, which led to low prices, partly due to harvest, but also because of inflows from our neighbors. But as Naira kept losing value against our neighbors, it started to reveal something. The downward trend of the Naira against the CFA continued until May 2023, and after a change in the hands at the helm, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. The Naira was trading less than the CFA for the first time. Let's look at our commodity of interest again. Maize moved from 249 Naira in May 2023 to 454 naira in August of the same year, a whopping 82% increase. While diesel moved from 844 naira in May 2023 to 854 naira in August of the same year, 2023. But our neighbors were no longer in the supply business to Nigeria. It simply made no business sense. Power changed hands. Guess what? The countries that didn't mind supplying to you when your currency had some value are now the current countries that the states around those border areas prefer supplying to. You know why? Diesel is now a big boy. Plus, it made business sense, moving your commodity just over the border, since you were going to get a more stable currency and you were going to get a better return on your investment. How stable has the CFA been in the last 5 years? In the last 5 years, the max the dollar has gained on the CFA has been 100 CFA. 100 CFA in the last 5 years. The problem Nigeria is experiencing right now is that internally the commodity is not available. Now you know why. The Anchor Borrowers Program was hugely unsuccessful, and it was obvious that agriculture was not treated as business. Even though how do you invest 1.2 trillion and you are still grappling to get back about 400 billion. However, we discovered several things since May 29, 2023. One, monies were not invested at the production side of the value chain. Rather, it was invested at the warehousing side of the value chain, which made some spikes possible. Also, we discovered that there is no agricultural system. In this case, there is no upstream system, meaning there is no comprehensive process through which commodities move along the value chain from the farmer to the off-taker. I wrote a proposal on the value chain systemization. I do hope it's looked at. The business is in the problem. The business is always in the problem. Now you have some of the reasons why we have food inflation in Nigeria. I remain your humble host, Moses Ojo. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join me next week for another amazing episode. Bye for now.